by the handful and released
Go
by the
on, have a look.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Interested in my wares? Hoy! Looking to... No need to overthink it. You can change it on a... You've naught to lose, and you might. Leisure doing...
Well chosen, Arisen.
Greetings, Sir Arisen. I have a message for you. Sir Manella would speak with you in the palace. Pray seek her out at your earliest convenience.
Hoy! Looking... No need to overthink it. You can change it on a whim. You've naught to lose, and you might even make a... New discovery. Many thanks.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
I've just had the arbor heart needs a special kind of nourishment called Gwifentia in my language. I know not what it is called in yours. It must be found outside the arbor. If you find any, will you tell me where it lies?
I happen to understand Elvish, Master. It will be an honor to serve.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
The arbor heart needs a special kind of nourishment called Gwifentia in my language. I know not what it is called in yours. It must be found outside the arbor. If you find any, will you tell me where it lies?
You can always depend upon me to translate for you, Master. Gwifentia is the Elvish word for scale cinder.
In your tongue, it is called scale cinder? Where can it be found, I wonder?
Now, scale cinder is a byproduct of the Batali smithing style. A Batali blacksmith ought to be able to tell us more.
If you see him on your journey, will you let me know?
And the wind fair no Endilran.
Alana fire mine.
Vindamun.
Akayel fil Calawin nun li arama. Arume fa in Itarond, atep. Le Eldalia nun we in Lalastar.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
We've a journey to prepare for after all. We can't afford to cut corners.
Wearing armor all day feels like a punishment.
The so-called Forbidden Magic Research Lab appears to have been constructed rather recently.
Indeed. And the researchers employed there are as tight-lipped as they come.
It is all very secretive. I wonder what the citizenry make of it.
Another day over. Another day.
Aye. What brings you to Brocker's smithy? Looking for scale cinder, are we? Well, you're in a look. Our forge is flit. Oh, 'tis at an elf's behest, you say. I'm afraid that changes things a wee bit. Elves and dwarves don't get along, see? Brocker won't want to help you. Unless you were to offer him aught he couldn't resist. Listen, I happen to know there's one bit of elven culture no dwarf can turn their nose up at. All elven fare's bland as grass. All of it. That is, save the singularly flavoursome dish, Nutriab. Course, no dwarf would openly admit to having a taste for it. But the fact of the matter is, the mere smell of that dish has dwarves foaming at the maw. Don't believe me? Bring a bowl of it to Brocker. You'll soon see.
Should I get up to today?
Wearing armor all day.
Surprise am I always get a bit on my clothes.
Have you found Gwefencha? A dwarven blacksmith has some? Truly? But elves and dwarves do not see, eye to eye? I fear the smith will not heed my plea. You believe he will if I prepare an elven dish? Which one? Nutriab. Dwarves have a liking for it, they say? Are you certain? Nutriab is not very tasty. Few elves enjoy it. It is a pungent stew of old fish and apples, boiled till it forms a thick paste. But I shall prepare it, if it has any chance of bringing me Grafentia. The Arbor Heart depends upon it. Would you be willing to gather the ingredients for me? You won't have to go far to find them. I thank you. I need only the two main ingredients, rotten apples and rotten fish. Bring them to me, and I will prepare Nutriarb.
Rotten fish and apples? My stomach lurches at the very thought. But I suppose we ought to procure them all the same.
Right you are.
Nanduin?
Elelote anfi osto silfa malantha alecano mine infer. Avehum? Angudu telpe. Eldalia morneseron.
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master. Lessening our load will help to keep us light on our feet.
Do you have the ingredients? This is all I need. I will prepare the dish now. It shan't take long. My people dwell in the mountains, so we are rarely able to dine on fish from the sea. This dish was first made by an elf with a craving for fish, when no fresh fish was to hand. These fish already stink of the sea. Left to rot, they turn even more, pungent. Nutriarb is oft served at celebratory events, but I have never seen anyone eat it. Everyone turns their noses from the smell. I must endure. It is almost finished, thankfully. The stink is more than I can bear. It is ready, but it is so vile. I cannot understand how anyone could stomach it, let alone enjoy it. I fear the dwarven blacksmith will be angry if I present him with this. But I will trust in you. Come, let us away to Batal. I thank you. Here, my brother gave this to me. Might we not use it now? The sooner we arrive, the better.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Well met, sir. I'll stand round now. I've been pretty kind to me. Smells divine.
So you'll be bringing the elf here, anon? That ought be interesting. You're back! And who's that you've got with you? An elf? I ne'er met one afore. Not quite what I imagined, if I'm honest. Well met. The name's Sarah. I'm an apprentice here at the smithy.
Well met.
She's the one who's after the scale cinder, I expect. Have you brought some of that elven delicacy along with you then, like I suggested?
Yes, I have the Nutriarb with me.
Marvellous. I thought I smelt it on you. Mark me, you put that in front of Brocker, and he'll fain hear out your request. Right, follow me. I've just cleaned out the forge, see, so we'll need to make for the cavern where we dump all the excess scale cinder. Come on, you two. The cavern's this way.
Shall we follow Sir Sarah, Master? With any luck, we'll have pockets full of scale cinder before the day is done.
Understood.
Look around if you must, but be sure to buy all.
To do for supper tonight.
Somehow my feet always carry me.
Right, here we are. Oi, Brocker, you in here?
What's all this racket? I thought I told you that... You imbecile! You brought an elf here, of all things! Get her out of here, now!
Hold a moment, Brocker. She's brought something for you. Don't you want to see what is?
A gift. For you.
Ah! What makes you think I'd be able to stomach your elven cooking? I'm gonna go dispose of this, and I expect the elf to be gone when I return.
What am I to do now?
What you came here for, of course. This is your chance.
Truly? But...
You'll have to be quick, mind. Brocker makes short work of his meals. While you're at it, you might have yourselves a little competition, eh? See who can collect more of the stuff. Anyway, good luck. I'll be outside keeping watch. Best start searching. Brocker might be back any moment.
It seems Sir Brocker has a taste for the elven dish after all. Let us use this chance to gather ample scale cinder.
I suppose we scoured this place anew. Who knows what we may find?
I've got some.
your prowess.
Well worth the effort of breaking it. We have found a material.
None. I must get as much as I can.
We'd best leave it at that. Wouldn't want Bracker to espy you in here. Come on.
My heart is racing. I thought the dwarf would catch us. How much scale cinder did you get? You've got so much. With this, the Arbor Heart will undoubtedly recover. For now, I must return and tend to the Arbor Heart. I hope you will come visit us again. I should like you to see the Arbor Heart, restored. And I must thank you as well, Sarah. You and the blacksmith, Brocker.
Not at all. 'Twas my pleasure. I'm sure Brocker'd say the same if he weren't so stubborn.
Now the Arbor Heart is sure to recover, and seeing Miss Darren's cheerful mien made all our labours worthwhile.
'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
Day of rest.
Whatever am I to do?
Look as long as you please.
Dear, that's the wrong one.
Oh, apologies. Thank you, my darling. Fie. My vision's growing worse by the day, I fear. Methinks it began when I started reading an old grimoire I found whilst tidying the storeroom. 'Tis entitled, On the Transference of Souls. A curious tome, this. It claims to grant the reader the power to summon things from beyond the rift. I thought I might use it to stock my shelves with otherworldly wares. Perhaps you will think me simple, but truly all I want is a better life for my wife and daughter. Yet 'tis most vexing, for the moment I start reading the tome, 'tis as if a fog descends over my eyes. But mayhap there is hope for me yet, if I can get my hands on a quince. They're said to reduce fatigue of the eyes. Would you be kind enough to procure one for me? I must keep reading that grimoire.
I've heard quinces are native.
Look as long as you please. Have you brought me a quince? Pray, do a man a kindness. Do come again.
How intriguing.
I'm dead on my
Well
feet.
met.
Maybe I'll keep right here. Some of us 5 days and naught but toil.
I have a dozen matters to see to today.
We must rest, though the sun is still up.